Hello, bonjour, Savan. How are we today? It is Monday, May the 12th, 2025, here in southwestern Ontario, Canada, by the beautiful shores of Lake Huron. For whatever reason, we have a good number of fish coming up dead on the shoreline. People have gone out to clean it up because the smell, it's not very pretty. Um, And I've been wondering where are the seagulls to help us with this, and they just came back the other day. So, good news. People are very curious as to what is happening. I don't know. Once I find out, I'll pass that along to you. But it is, to me, highly suspicious. This isn't something that is an ordinary thing, a normal thing here. So we'll hopefully dig into that a bit more and find out what is going on here. I'm feeling a huge surge of energy coming through me right now. My skin is kind of transparent, so you might be seeing a rush um, of blood coming up to the surface. The heat is coming from my heart chakra, it's opening very wide, going down the arms, it's going up to the crown, and now it is, and there goes the third eye. So, whatever it is we're going to talk about, obviously, I need a big boost of energy or more connections, higher connections are coming in because this does not normally happen. I'm usually quite accustomed to the high energy fields. Um, you know, when I do in-person sessions, there are times when this happens because I require more energy to move more energy flow through the client. But I don't know, but my heart chakra is like on fire again, as well as my third eye. And we'll see what the message is today. So, first thing that comes to mind is today, of course, is the Scorpio full moon. I have been listening to the spiritual astrologers, and I have been feeling it. I feel energy before it comes to a crescendo and goes back down. So, last couple of days have been quite emotional. I've been feeling emotions from other people around me. And it has to do, this full moon has to do with emotional detachment or endings, which is a full moon, wrapping up relationship. We've talked about this off and on for a very long time now. This is all about, hearing it as relationships coming to fruition. So if something has not been working out for you in your relationship area, whether that's work, your business, friendship, your neighbors, your lovers, family, whatever situation, even children. It's time to let that go, wrap it up. From now on, we are moving forward. I'm hearing it as more rapidly. Of course, that's not grammatically correct, but faster than ever before. So the last little bit of the, I think it was Pluto, that wrapped up the 8th. Venus still has to come out of her retrograde, apparently. Anyway, bottom line, all of the aspects, the energetic aspects of the planets that are involved in our system of light here, they're moving on at a faster pace now. So any last little remnants that we were to look at, clean up, and let go, it's kind of like I see this, the dusting off the hands. I just finished cleaning the bathroom, right? I just finished cleaning out all that toxicity with Joe down the street, or my relatives from the past, or ex-in-laws, or current in-laws, whatever, whomever. It's wrapping it up, dusting it off, and saying we're done. So yes, it is emotional. Yes, it is a test of our higher spirit light. And yes, we are to move on from it. I had a show on Saturday, last Saturday, the 10th, May 10th. And this one, it was very different from the last show. It's the first time I did it, and it was a little different than what I was thinking that it would be. Still did meet some people. It was a woman's wellness show, so it was only women there. The women I did meet and worked on in my little mini sessions where I have them sit down. We sit across from each other in two chairs, and I read their energy, give them that information, hands-on, run a little energy on them too at the same time. The major theme on that day, with all the different people who came in to try those little mini sessions at my booth, it was all about them waking up and starting to get the thought of their subconscious awareness coming to the surface for them to look at. So they already knew, yeah, I shouldn't work at that job anymore. Those people, I don't fit in there. Or, yeah, I know I'm not really, getting along with my husband, and I kind of feel that I may need to move on from that. All of these topics were relationship issue topics. It's a death and rebirth is how I'm hearing it to say to us today. There were tears on Saturday. Normally I don't get tears, but these are people, they're new to this. This is a whole different new type of awareness coming up for them. They still don't quite understand what's happening to them, but they're feeling it and they're knowing it. And all we had to do was read it. This is your situation. I don't ask them. They sit there in silence. And I tell them, I read their energy and say to them, okay, this is what you're going through. This is what you're dealing with. And then they confirm. And everybody does confirm. And then they can ask questions, and then we channel an answer for their questions. But bottom line, by the end of our little session, they have confirmation that those little nudges from spirit that they're hearing about, their subconscious awareness coming up to the front for them to take a look at, instead of being fearful and afraid of looking at it, they're now starting to actually agree to see it within themselves. It's scary. That's why people cry. Usually women. In all my years, 20 years of working, I don't know if there's ever been a time when a man cries when he has an emotional awareness. Men deal very differently with this type of, I don't know what to call it, awareness, awakening. So these women were very emotional. And of course, this full moon just being, less than 2 days away from when we were helping them out, just added to it. But then the moon pushes you to work through it. It's time, is what the energy is saying. It's time. Look at yourself. Don't be afraid. What is that saying? Face the fear and do it anyway. And that's what it was like. And I was thinking before I left, I should have brought a box of tissue. It was the first time for these sessions at a show that I felt that. And there were a lot of people there. I mean, there were a lot of people there. And of course, they feel a little embarrassed because it's not like in a private session where nobody sees that. But it was out in public in front of everybody. was a difficult moment for these women, but a freeing moment as well, as they came to their own realization that yes, I can free myself. I don't have to be stuck in this relationship, no matter what the relationship is. For me personally, been going through it too. We who are the forerunners, or bulldozers, as some people like to call us, we go through it too. And it's not easy. It's not easy for anybody here. This is really low, deep energy. Programming, past life history. It's in the genetics, the DNA. It's not an easy task to look at it, let alone to start working at releasing it. It takes courage to remove the fears involved with it. So I personally saw a lot more issues from a social circle point of view, not clientele. And I've made certain decisions. That ends there. That one ends there. That relationship ends there. Yep, done with that, done with that, done with that. Even in regards to a more personal, family-oriented situation, things came to a head yesterday on Mother's Day. As I kind of wondered if it would, I had to bring certain things to conclusion there as well. So none of this is easy. We don't know when it's going to happen. We don't know how it's going to look or how it's going to shape up. But it presents itself when the energy is just right. And right now, today, with the full moon in Scorpio, which means you get to see the depth. It's not surface fishing. We go deep. Scorpio is the only one who can do that. We go really deep. That's Pluto energy. We dig deep. We look at all the ugly. We bring it up to the surface to really take a good look at it in the light. And then we say, okay, enough with that. We're done with that. And you transform as a result. You're a different person. You've accomplished a soul mission test. And it's a wonderful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Pluto is to be congratulated, to help us come to see those deep, dark aspects of self, so we can continue on in higher light on our soul's journey. It hurts to go through these things. It hurts emotionally. You have to dig very deep into the past, the wounds, the trauma. The wounds are Chiron, if you're interested in astrology at all. Where's your Chiron located? That's where you're going to have the biggest test or struggle to overcome the past issues, the history of yourself and nobody else. So these women can now march forward on their new course of light as a result of having these subconscious issues being acknowledged as they suspected but weren't sure, and confirmed by their higher spiritual selves and their guides and light teams and so on and so on and so on, all their groups of higher energy lights helping. And they can now go through knowing that this is the right thing for them to do. They can make a choice. They can make a decision. They're not stuck in their past. Because as we always hear, the past does not last. Or I hear it as it's a blast from the past. So we get this little awakening code that comes on. It says, okay, brainstem, it flashes on in the genetics. Okay, we got to wake this girl up or this boy up. Remember the truth from the past. And they start to remember. The codes of light start snapping on. Oh, oh, all of a sudden I remember. You get flashbacks from stuff you've blocked because it's been so horrific, whether in present lifetime or past. And it's like you got to go through all that. It's emotional. You remember. It's like looking at a snapshot, a picture of yourself in time. I remember what happened at that moment in time in my life. I remember where I was. I remember what I looked like. I remember how I felt. I may even remember what I have said or had said in that time and space. And then you go, you know what? That's not me anymore. I don't want to be like that anymore. I don't want to indulge in that low way of being. I'm going to transfer that onto my new pathway, my new electric timeline in the divine. And I'm going to bypass that old frame of mind. And now we stand centered and balanced and secure in our higher selves. This is all heart chakra awareness opening time. You can't prevent this from happening to you. It's going to happen. The awakening is already concurrent with your positive timeline. So I'm hearing it. I always hear the word positron. I don't know what that means, but anyway. I'm also hearing it's like saying that you can now be faithful to yourself and to nobody else. So when we're in a love relationship, we expect our partner to be faithful to us, don't we? We made a pact. We came together to be together, to work together, to love together, to create and build something together. And we're faithful to that pact. And when one breaks it, or both do, you don't really have a pact anymore, do you? You kind of blew it up. That's a discouraging moment when you find that out in the other person. So be kind to yourselves. Be faithful to yourselves. Don't do yourself in. Don't sabotage yourself. I've been seeing that coming up a lot in my social circle lately. I can't get over how much we do that to ourselves. Why? That's pure insanity. But we don't have to look at others in our blame shame game. Well, it's all your fault that I'm this way. I mean, we do the job ourselves. We do a very good job of judging, condemning, hurting, misaligning, sabotaging ourselves all by ourselves. So that has got to stop. Stop hurting yourself. Stop blaming yourself. Stop blaming, shaming yourself. Stop judging. All those pronouncements you made on yourself in the past or in past timelines that are on other time waves of thought. Rest and digest that out. Let it go. Had enough of that. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be happier. I want to be kinder. I want more love in my life. I want to love myself more. The more I love myself, the more I can love everybody else. If I hate myself, I'm going to hate everybody else. Difficult to be around that type of person now. It's very difficult for me. I don't have the patience I used to. I can only listen to it for so long, and then it's like, I'm out of here. I can't take it. I can't take being around you anymore. You're too toxic to my health. Brings my energy down. And I'm hearing also, be careful about the narcissistic, how they turn things on you. When they're doing something, they project it onto you and accuse you of doing stuff that never even crossed your mind to do, let alone do it. So be careful of that, because they can really bring you down too. We've talked a lot about it. I shared a really good video on the Facebook page a while back about narcissism and how it affects the chakras in your body. I like the guy who did the talk. I think he is very spiritually aware and connected. So if you want to listen to that, I think it was half an hour. It's a little bit longer, but well worth listening to. Yeah. Didn't really connect it with the chakra system. I was more focused on just the psychology, but it's good to bring it into, physicality and see where it actually is affecting the chakras and how the chakras show up to show you that trait. And that can be healed. I know therapists say, oh, there's no way you can heal that. Yeah, you can. Yes, you can, because it's programming. It's trauma. And anything like that can be healed. You just have to go back far enough in the subconscious wavelengths of time, find it, express it. In other words, you talk about it, and then you can make the decision. I don't want this anymore. I don't want to be like this anymore. And then you teach the person how to actually treat themselves well so they can treat everybody else well. So they have a conscious awareness arising in effect. That's what happens to them. So they become aware of their damaged parts. So yes, you can heal that. You can heal anything. Anything can be healed. So you set your intention. Discover the subconscious issues. Oh yeah, now I remember what happened. Wow, that was really traumatic, but that's past. I can let that go, and I'm going to move forward now in the light. In other words, in a higher, happier, healthier way of being. I'm going to treat myself well. I'm not going to project my trauma issues onto anyone else. I'm going to own it, as people like to say now. I take responsibility for it. And now I'm going to shower love on myself and everybody else. Poof. The brain chemistry changes. The narcissistic traits go. They just melt away like they were never there. And there's no history left in the DNA and in the genes. The genetic pool actually gets cleaned out. This is an energetic movement. Try and explain that to a medically oriented person. It won't compute. They won't get it. They've been trained to think in a different way. So the quantum physics, the spirituality has to come into effect for these people to learn the other side of dealing with trauma. I'm not hearing anything else to say about that. Now, is there any other part of the message? No, the messages came in clear, and we're out of here. Oh, there they go. Okay, and I am cooling down now. Getting back to normal, always being cold. I am going to go to Zumba today, even though that was a long day on Saturday. A lot of energy there, with a lot of people. And then I went out and danced, ballroom dancing, for the rest of the night. So I'm just recuperating a bit, but Zumba gives me energy, so I'm going to go and do that now. Blessings. Take care of yourselves and others. It's a pleasure as always to work with you. If you do wish to book an appointment with us, you can go to the website www.healingourenergy.ca and book your appointment there. If I didn't mention it, I can't remember now if I did or not, I did put the main newsletter up, and the pricing is on the website. I think I may have said this already. If I have, sorry about that. Anyway, love you always. Take care of yourselves and others. Again, look to your own selves. To thine own self be true is what I'm hearing. Work through your issues. We all have common issues. I think everybody can relate to everybody else in regards to some things. Other things other people will relate to. But there's nothing new under the sun. All right. I'm going to go. Take care. Love you always. Bye for now. We'll be back.